Next one's from Jared Aviat. He's going to be interested to find out as he. We're getting his email, but if Jared has been listening to this, he already heard Luke Smith bury him earlier. Subject is Bret Hart and WCW. Eric Bischoff versus Bret. Hi guys, how are you all doing? The last 4 emails weren't read, but I hope this one slips through.
Whoa, wait a minute. I think you need to listen to the Patreon mailbag a little more, Jared. And by the way, since Luke Smith just responded to your email from last week, clearly your emails are getting through and getting read. I don't know why you're missing them.
Hope everyone's doing well. Too bad the Crazy Eddie alter ego did not rear its ugly head at the bar during Joe's birthday, as he chose not to go for happy hour. Crazy Eddie is the best alter ego next to Akeem the African Dream, and he was one-man gang. I had a question regarding the Eric Bischoff and Bret Hart saga. I know for years the two have had heat over Bret's time in WCW. Both have hurled insults back and forth over such a long period. I know Konnan was cool with Bret for many years, but what did you and the rest of the crew think about Eric's point of view that Bret came into WCW so hurt and betrayed over the Montreal incident they did not have any fire or passion in him at all? In WCW, in WCW, to pitch ideas or to think of storylines for himself. Do you think that you did see Bret with the motivation to stick up Vince's ass after the Montreal thing, or do you agree with Eric, be the man with the most beautiful hair in the biz, that Bret was indeed a shell of his former self and would mope around all the time at TV when he was in WCW? It would be cool to get Konnan, Glenn, and JoJo's take on this. Hope this one gets read. Thank you for longtime fan and listener, Jared from Melbourne. I'll say this. I know for a fact that, that Bret probably got a little sour when he found out that he had to come in and do a couple jobs because they wanted him to, because they thought that when they brought him in, I know Nash was booking and wanted to make sure Bret was going to do business because he was up there. He literally had not done business because he was refusing to get beat by Shawn. So maybe that soured Bret from the get-go, and he never really recovered from that. You know what I'm saying? But it was a very weird way to use him. I mean, he should have been a big star coming in.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Something happened, bro. I don't know what it could have been because you've got to think he's making more money than he ever has. He's pissed off at Vince McMahon. We're really hot, and they really didn't do shit with him. And I know for a fact that the Luger, Nash, Hawk clique were not Bret Hart fans. Okay, yeah. They felt he took himself too seriously, and who knows if he. And I remember, bro. Listen to this. This is with Lex Luger. I remember one time Lex Luger was really happy because he got a victory on Bret Hart on TV. And I remember him telling me, he goes, "You don't understand. Bret doesn't do that many jobs. And when he does, he would do them on pay-per-views because he knew not as many people watch pay-per-views as TV. Beating him on TV is like a big deal, you know? So who knows if he thought he was getting with, you know? Right. And he was like, it, man. My hands are in the hands of guys that don't see, the same value I see in me. Who knows? I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate because I don't know.
Yeah, Kevin and Bret had a very weird relationship because Kevin puts Bret over and Bret puts Kevin over. They always had great matches with each other.
Right.
Like they always worked well together. But I guess they had the thing, where Kevin left because of Bret, where Bret didn't want to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. Kevin's always told the story that
I've never heard it.
That he basically had they were doing an angle where he was wrestling
Undertaker.
He was wrestling Undertaker, and Bret was wrestling Sid. Okay, and Bret, what was the deal there? That Bret wanted to.
There was Bret was the champion.
Right.
It was before WrestleMania 12 in '96, and so Bret was defending the belt in the cage or against Diesel rather. So the finish of the match was Bret's kind of getting beat up. Undertaker comes up through the mat and pulls Diesel down into hell or whatever. And Bret climbs out. So Bret's point, even though they were setting up Diesel and Undertaker, Bret's point was, well, what does this do for me?
Oh, no. Here's what it was. Bret didn't want to take the power bomb and make it look like he was beat until that happened.
Yeah.
Okay, but Kevin was going to be working with Taker next. So it would have helped Kevin and Taker for their angle. And they were all four in the room. And Bret said, I don't want to do that. And Kevin said, "Mother effer." He goes, "What? Why don't you think about somebody?" No, it's a Taker.
Undertaker
got up and said, "Mother effer. Well, why don't you think for somebody else for a change?" Or so. Why do you always got to think about yourself?
This
helps me, Kevin.
It's not about you,
Kevin. That's right. It's not about you, right? Kevin went to called Eric that night and said he's coming to WCW. Kevin tells that story, so you can find clips of that.
I didn't. No, I believe you. I'm just saying I never heard it.
Yeah. So that's
so that's a payback, And Bret probably saw when he got there and he found out Nash had the book. He's probably
Yeah. Maybe right.
Right.
Next
so let that be a lesson to people in the business. You know, you somebody over, and if they get power and you bump into them, they may get you back.
It's a very petty business.
Right.
It's like at the top, very petty at the top.
Yeah, right. Because it's like that, and that's the way it is.
Well,
that was always the deal with WCW. Is all the mid card guys, we were friendly, competitive with each other. Okay, because we were competing for pops from the crowd, and it was working hard, right? But at the top, they were working each other over, you know.
Right. So like the young cats learn from this. Next time somebody's teaching, why don't you get taught?
Yeah.
Boom! I just threw another verbal